If you're thinking about moving to Federal Way, one of the first questions you probably have is, what can I actually get for my money? Because you can look at Zillow all day long, but that doesn't always give you a clear picture. So let's talk about it. What does 500,000 get you? What changes when you get closer to 600 or 700,000? And where do I think you get the most for your money? Let's start with around 500,000. You can still find options in Federal Way at this price, but you're probably going to have to be a little flexible. You'll see condos and townhomes, usually 2 bedrooms and sometimes more. And for someone who's downsizing, that may actually be exactly what you're looking for. Less yard work, less exterior maintenance. You can travel, visit the grandkids, and not worry as much about what's happening back at the house. You may also see some older single-family homes under 500,000. They might need some updating. Maybe the kitchen isn't brand new, or you want to change the flooring, but you can still find some good homes. So if 500,000 is your budget, don't count Federal Way out. Just need to know where to look and where you're willing to compromise. Now, 500,000 to 600,000. Now, once we move into the $500,000 to $600,000 range, we start seeing more single-family homes. You may find 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, a garage, a yard, and somewhere around 1,400 to 1,900 square feet. And depending on the home, some of the updating may already been done. This price range can put you in established neighborhoods like Twin Lakes, West Campus, or around Still Lake. One thing I like about Federal Way is that we have a lot of mature neighborhoods. Got trees, sidewalks in many areas, parks nearby, and neighborhoods that have been around for a while. If you're relocating here, that can make a big difference because you're not just buying the house, you're also choosing where you're going to live every day. And if you're downsizing or thinking about retirement, we also have some 55 plus communities that may fall within this range. Now 600 to 700,000. Now we have a little more room to play. Once you're in that 600 to $700,000 range, you're going to see more choices. You may be looking at 4 bedrooms, more square footage, larger primary bedrooms, 2-car garage, updated kitchens, and homes that don't need as much work. You may also have more choices when it comes to location. And this is where I always tell the buyers, don't get so caught up in the house that you forget about the neighborhood. I'd rather see you buy a home that checks 8 out of 10 boxes in a location you love than get all 10 boxes in an area that doesn't fit your lifestyle. Because you can change countertops. You can't move the house. And even at 700,000, every home isn't going to be perfect. That's normal. The goal is to figure out what's most important to you before we start looking. Is it one level living, a large backyard, a quiet neighborhood, being close to shopping, a 55 plus community? Once we have that, it becomes much easier to decide where your money is best spent. A few things to keep in mind. No matter what your budget is, look at the whole monthly payment, not just the price of the house. Taxes, insurance, and HOA dues can make 2 homes with the same purchase price look very different monthly. And don't automatically rule out an older home. Sometimes an older home that's been well cared for in a great neighborhood can be a much better choice than a newer home that doesn't give you the location or lifestyle that you want. That's where knowing Federal Way really helps. So, what can your budget get you? If you're around 500, you may need to be a little creative. At 500 to 600, we're opening up the door to more single-family homes. And once we're closer to 600 to 700, we're going to have quite a few more choices. But your budget is only part of the conversation. I want to know how you want to live. So if you're thinking about moving to Federal Way, reach out to me. Tell me your budget and what you're looking for, and I'll give you a realistic idea of what we can find. And if you're thinking about moving anywhere in the South King or Pierce County area, make sure you subscribe. I'll keep showing you what it's really like to live here. I'm Yvonne Brank, and I'm helping you make the right move.